Good evening. It's not morning, you can probably tell from behind me. I've had so much trouble lately getting my devotions out early in the morning. I decided to record this on Tuesday evening. I just love this time of day. It's just so peaceful, and the day's work is done, and I just sense God's presence in this time of day. And this has been a day when I have, and I really kind of hope all of us have, been struggling with what do we do with the divisions in our society and the evil that we see out there in one way or another. And I was reflecting this evening on 1 Peter 3:9. Do not repay evil for evil or abuse for abuse, but on the contrary, repay with a blessing. It is for this that you are called, that you might inherit a blessing. We are called to be a blessing to others, and that means when people are evil, when people are heaping abuse on us, we are called to repay that, not with evil, but somehow with a blessing. And thinking of that, I remembered Shane Claiborne. He is a speaker and a writer and a person who really practices what he preaches. He lives in, I think it's Baltimore, in kind of a tough neighborhood, and he lives there as a way of being a witness in that neighborhood. And he tells this wonderful story about him and a young boy named Kasim, and an incident that they encountered and the way that they figured out how to repay a blessing or an evil with a blessing. And I really was taken by Kasim's response. I heard this years ago and recorded it and just kind of had it sitting on my computer, and I thought about it tonight. And so I share that with you as a way of reminding all of us as we are trying to decide, how do we react? Well, we react knowing that God is with us. That makes a difference. Amen.
In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, I was walking down the street with Kasim, who's a young man on my block, and a bunch of teenagers jumped us, and they started calling us names and throwing stuff at us, and they were just ready for a fight. You know, they were just trying to stir it up, and we keep walking, and then I said, you know, let's not run from them. Let's go back, and we introduced ourselves, and Kasim's thinking, like, what in the world? You know, we introduced ourselves to them, and I said, my name's Shane, it's Kasim, and they totally didn't know what to do with that. You know, they're ready to fight, and right. Then we keep walking, and then one of them hits my friend Kasim on the head with a club.
Gosh.
And I mean, at that moment, my instinct is like, God, where are you? You know, like, why did you? We tried not to fight these kids, you know. And then I turn around, and I don't know what happened. It just sort of snapped for me. And I looked at them and I said, you guys are created in the image of God, and you're made for something better than this. These kids looked at us, and they had no idea what to do with that. And they just sort of like disintegrated into every different direction, you know. And Kasim looks at me and he goes, what was that? And I'm like, I don't
was he
know
all right?
what it was, you know. Oh yeah, he was okay. And he came home, and listen to what he said. He said, when we got home, he goes, Shane, you know, we get to go to bed tonight thinking that we acted like Jesus. And those kids have to go to bed thinking about how they acted. And this is just a middle school kid, you know. And we sat down and we prayed for those kids, and we thought about it. And I said, Kasim, I don't know what Jesus would have done in our place. You know, I know one thing. He would not have run from those kids, and he would not have hit those kids. To me, the idea that we can look in the face of evil and say that you are better than the worst things that you do, it's a beautiful, beautiful story.